Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Rimworld, and as you can see from the title screen before, this is going to be a new run through which is going to be called the Kingdom of Beck. So yeah, at the end of the last episode obviously I did create a new kind of colony with 3 people, and so what happened was I did play through that again. I did play through that even. And it ended very abruptly and after not much time once again, following pretty much identically the same fate that the Steelman tribe did. I think we had an alien incursion after about 3 days where 3 aliens attacked our colonists, managed to bring 2 of them down. The man in black was called, but 2 of our colonists survived anyway. And then about a day later, we once again got attacked by an ancient predator who proceeded to quickly finish off the remainder of the colony. So that didn't last as long as I would have hoped. And now this new series, I have removed the Alien vs Predator mod in the hope that something like that does not happen again. But anyway, we're going to get straight into it. And coming up, I've got the three starter characters, and I'm just going to go through them a little bit and kind of explain what's going to be going on. So up first we have Rebecca Beck Malici. She is a princess from an herb world, and basically she wanted power. She wanted more than she was going to receive. She was going to be third in line to the throne, so she decided to take it by force. Unfortunately that did not work and promptly led to her banishment. She is a bit of a socialite. She enjoys a good chat, as you can see. She's got a very high social skill with a bit of a desire. She is probably going to be our researcher for the start as well. So we don't want her really getting in the firing line one, she is kind of like the queen, the princess of this nation, and 2, she's not particularly good at combat either. So yes, we'll leave that up to the other 2. First of who is going to be Martin Agent Marquette. He is a very imaginative character and decides to use his job role as his nickname. He is going to be our main combatant. As you can see, he's got a very good shooting skill, very good melee skill, and his traits kind of back him further with that, being iron-willed and tough. He is loyal to the princess, but he kind of has these hidden feelings for her. He's served her family for a very long time, and in that kind of time he's found her when she's grown. He has these kind of deep-seated feelings that he probably shouldn't have, but all the while does. So that could lead to some particularly interesting scenarios. And last but certainly not least, we have Rose Barnello. She is going to be the basic jack of all trades of this colony, because I needed someone that could fill in all of the roles that you need to get a Rimworld colony up and running. So she is good at construction, good at cooking, basically anything the other 2 could not provide, Rose provides. But in the fluff, she has been the family servant for Rebecca's family for a long time, and she's a rather large, gentle giant and does everything that kind of she's told. But enough of these characters and a little bit of their backstory now. Let's actually crack on and see where these 3 take us. So let's get this colony started off, and immediately the first thing I think I'm going to want to do is, first we've got to unforbid all of these, obviously. They are all heading off to go fill up their bottles of water, I believe. But yeah, for the first night, as Beck is obviously royalty, we are going to want to build her a bedroom. We do not want her sleeping outside in the cold on the floor. We are also going to want to set up a stockpile as soon as possible, and I have had a quick look around this map already just to see kind of some of the resources that we're working with. I will get to that shortly, but let's Let's get a stockpile zone down somewhere around here. Yep, 5x7, that looks quite promising. And we'll get a wooden wall around here like this. Something like that looks like it's going to be very nice for our very, very, very early stockpile zone. And let's do this as well. And this is going to be Beck's Royal Chambers. Cool, it's going to be quite large. Cool, that's all built. We can get a wooden door in there, and we're going to get a bed down as soon as possible as well. Nice bed, slap bang in the middle there. So, yeah, my idea for this, we are, of course, in the desert. It's a desert oasis, actually. If I quickly go into the world screen, I'll kind of give you an idea of where we are. We are in the middle of this large desert here, situated on an oasis. We're not too far from the closest river, road. We are nearby this faction, the Unified Union. We are also nearby the Agreed Concord of Fenner. But yeah, we're going to hopefully kind of maybe expand out this way a bit. One thing I do want to do with this playthrough is I am playing with the Empire mod, so I do want to expand my nation. The Kingdom of Beck shall grow continually. We will place down new settlements, make them grow, equip them up, and then I'm not entirely sure how the Empire mod works, but I hope we can kind of, yes, make them self-sustaining, and they can go on and be basically their own little kind of self-sustaining little unit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But let's fast forward this. Ideally, I want this done before the end of the first day. Another thing that I probably should start doing as well is getting some plants grown, just so we don't starve. And this here is nice fertile soil, which is going to be very nice. We'll make a 4x8 over there. And we will make another 4x8 over here. We're basically going to be using the water here to kind of sustain ourselves. These little pools are going to be very, very, very useful to keep our colonists alive. Our colonists or our subjects? We are a kingdom after all, so probably the better word to use would be subjects. Beck is a benevolent ruler. She wants no harm to come to her subjects, but she does want power. She does want to basically take over this world. And let's quickly set this to Beck so that she does have a bedroom here on her first day, and has somewhere to sleep. And that's all done. We just need a roof. That shouldn't take too long at all. Cool, that's all nicely set up. We'll get a wind turbine there as well. And one thing that I did notice is this battery over here. It has broken down, but we can kind of steal this for our own personal use in these early days, which is going to be very, very, very nice. Let's draft you up. We want that reinstalled rather than being maintained for now. So basically, yes, we've not even researched batteries, and we've got ourselves a way of producing power, and we also have a way of storing power, which is that's quite nice. That's a very fortunate find. But let's get some light in here, and we're going to carry on with building up this structure. This is going to be the main structure of this base. It will be essentially a castle, is kind of what I've got in my head this is going to be, and it will be the center of this settlement. Is that 6? That is 7. We can get that up there. And there we go. We've got 3 rooms basically all built up. I kind of want to get this built up as quickly as possible because we need somewhere to sleep. We need somewhere for our colonists to all chill out. It is very hot, as you may be able to see, 43 degrees. So another thing I probably want to get done early on is to get some cooling And I think to do that we are going to use the hygiene mod. They've got their own air conditioning system that I think we are going to try and install. We might need to get some actual cooling in first though, just because it's going to take a little while to actually get that research done, and I think we've got more important research that needs to get done first. So if we get some standing lights in here, and we will kind of run a little power conduit all around to make sure that everyone can every bit of electrical equipment in here can be connected to our power grid. But yes, so it would be nice if someone came along and built this. I'm not sure what you're doing. Let's have a quick look at our preferences. I think what we're going to do is, in these early days, we are going to set Agent the Agent to haul as his #1 priority, because we do want to get this structure up and running as soon as possible. I'm also going to set Beck to construct, but only at a kind of lower priority, and grow as well. She can grow, and then that way she will always have something that she is able to do. Well, we can see the construction is going quite well. Rose has just come over here, and oh dear, that's something new. So it looks like we're going to have to kind of get that water system up sooner rather than later. But yeah, as I was saying, Rose has started building some of the power essentials of our colony. We still don't have a fully enclosed stockpile, storage room, something. That's what I wanted to go for. But it's getting there, and the end of the first day is pretty much upon us already, and if I'm going to be perfectly honest, there's not as much done as I would have liked. It may be because we are playing on a bit of a larger map, and Rose has had to go all the way up here. I can't remember where it was. I think it was there, to grab that battery. But now we've got all of this kind of in, that can be maintained. Beck, yep, that's fine. We are going to want to build some vents, aren't we? So we'll have a vent in there and in there, and then we'll use the temperature from this bit to kind of, the cooler that we've got going on here, will kind of cool down everything nicely. But let's speed this up a little bit. We are trying to attempt the mammoth job of cooling down the desert, which, yes, is not particularly ideal. And it seems that for a lot of the time Beck is actually idle, so I think we may have to set her up to do something else. I don't know why she's not set to do plant cutting. That is a very good job for her at the moment, considering we have all of these trees down here that we do want to utilise in our build. And there we go, perfect, we've got that all set up. There is no door there. Why is there no door there? That's going to not help us out at all. Let's quickly put one of those in, just like that. Now, something that I want to get set up quite soon as well is a stone cutting bench, just so that we can utilise all of the materials around us to build with, because we are going to run out of materials. We're going to run out of this wood very, very quickly. We don't have an awful lot on this map. If you see, I think the real places where the wood is going to be is around these oases, and there is not a lot of them, but this is looking rather nice. Indoors is cooling down slowly, but it means we do have a kind of safe area for our colonists to sleep. And once again, the sun rises over the baking desert that we find ourselves situated in, and everyone, well, we have our first challenge already. We need people to get on that straight away, please, because we are building with wood. I hope that hasn't damaged anything particularly badly. No, it has not. But yes, as I was saying, we are in the third day of this colony, and we do want to get some stone cutting started. So if I get a stone cutter's table down in here, We are also going to build a simple research bench in here as well. And actually, I am going to reinstall that there, so we can put a stall down, so whoever is designated researcher can actually sit somewhere. But let's speed this up once again. We've got that. Oh, actually, that's another thing. We need our people to equip weapons, and obviously, Rose and Agent are going to be the ones who are in charge of fighting. Beck does not want to get into the direct line of combat. She is important and must be saved at all costs. What are we missing? Do we not have enough steel? That might be a bit of a problem. Do we have any steel around in the nearby vicinity? It does not look like we do. There should be something like 700 steel scattered around the map, I believe. Perfect, it was right next door. And let's speed this up once again, as everyone can kind of get on with the jobs that they have been assigned. We are going to set a dumping stockpile zone down here for now. We are going to set up a bill on this, and it will be make any stone blocks do forever. Details drop on the floor. Ingredient radius, let's set it down a little bit so they don't go all over the map finding this stuff. And we'll get someone to haul this slate in, so that'll all be placed here, and then whoever is assigned to crafting can just, you know, come in here and work on those chunks. And once that's done, we can actually start really building up something proper and nice. But that looks like that's all been done, so let's quickly get in a little wooden stool for this research bench. Where am I looking? Wooden stool, there we go, perfect. And in here, ideally this is going to be the kitchen dining area. I do need somewhere for my colonists to sleep. The other two are probably not going to be particularly happy, but also at the same time I think I'm going to need to focus on doing some of this. So if we get, yes, let's focus on getting water next. I think that should be the next important job that we do, because as we saw earlier on, Agent did suffer from a bit of an upset stomach because he drank the dirty water from the oasis. And so begins our 4th day in this desert. We are going to try and focus on getting some kind of water system set up so that we can supply our colonists with some fresh water, so they have somewhere to drink, somewhere to do all of their other nasty business and clean themselves up and all of that. But yeah, let's build a water tower. I think we will make it wooden for now, although wood does seem to be a resource that we do not have an awful lot of. So you know what? No, we're not going to make it wooden. It's going to be steel. And then we are going to connect all of this plumbing up with some pipes. And there we go, Rose has just finished building that water pump, so we should start to get some clean water out of this once we've got this actual pump installed, and then we can store it in this steel water tower. I'm not entirely sure. Fountain. There we go. For drinking and washing. Yes, we're going to need one of these as well so that they can actually drink. I kind of want to make that out of marble. But we need someone to kind of get working on all of this. I'm not entirely sure what Beck's doing. Oh, she's mining. I don't really think we need you to mine at the moment. I think we've got more important jobs to do, Beck. So if you could mine this. And of course you will not haul, that would have been just too good to be true. Now it looks like we have got most of our plumbing set up at the moment. Beck is finally getting to work on those slate chunks that have been placed in here. And would you look at this, it's raining in the desert. So yes, that's a very, very, very rare sight indeed, and it looks like it's quite heavy rain. So I don't know if that's just because it's a desert oasis, but I know when I checked this part of the world, that it is kind of wet for a desert. I think we had something like 1,000 millimeters of rain a year. Who's not happy? Rose, why are you not happy? What can we do? Recreation starved. Oh yes, let's get you a horseshoes pinned down, just so that you guys have something to do. Well, everyone is very, very, very unhappy. Come on, Beck. Let's work on this horseshoes pin, please. So people can take out their frustrations with living in this hot, now damp desert by throwing some horseshoes at a stick that has been hammered into the ground. It is very Wild West, a very Wild West form of entertainment, which I feel is quite fitting considering we are in the middle of a desert. And we hit morning once again, and I think something we need to focus on really now. We've got this kind of system pretty much all set up. What we need is we need to kind of... Well, I think actually, yeah, no. Oh no, did I? I never changed those. So we're going to be getting a lot of potatoes, which might be an issue, but no. What key thing to do now? We are going to start building with slate, as we have started getting a lot of that in. We are going to build ourselves up a kitchen area where our colonists can basically make all the food. I do not want to randomize that. So, our faction should have a name, and that name, of course, is going to be the Kingdom of Beck. There we go. Now, what will the settlement be? I think this shall be Castle Beck, because, as I was saying earlier on, I do want this to be kind of like, you know, a castle. It's all going to be kind of self-contained, all within the same unit, and that's not just because Rimworld, it's probably better to be played like that. I mean, you can survive Manhunter packs a lot easier if you do it that way. It's, I just feel it's quite nice and fitting for the story, and once we've got the main shape of the castle down, we'll have a little wall around it, and then we'll have maybe a little kind of town growing up outside of that. But yes, with that done, I think we're going to call that episode there, because that should be about time anyway. But thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please do smash that like button, and do feel like you can hit that subscribe as well. But yeah, until next time, I have been Carnasa, and I'll see you later.